Do you ever feel like there's just not enough time in the day? Like you're juggling kids, home, and business, but something always gets dropped. Or maybe you haven't even started your business yet because you don't know how you would ever fit it in to an already full schedule without burning out. I get it. As a single home educating mum, I know firsthand how challenging it is to manage everything without losing your peace or your purpose. I sneak in time to work where I can, and while I'm not able to do as much as someone who has a full work week, I'm still able to make a difference, and you can do the same. Now, over the years, I've learned to prioritize what's most important and to find ways to maximize my time when it comes to household, personal, and business stuff to make things quicker so that it doesn't take much time away from my family. And today I'm going to be sharing 10 powerful time-saving hacks to help you reclaim your time, stay present with your family, and actually grow your business without the overwhelm. Also stick around because I have a free resource that I'll mention at the end that's packed with even more strategies that you won't want to miss. Before we dive in though, tell me in the comments, what is your biggest struggle when it comes to time management? And let's help each other out by sharing your own favorite time-saving strategies. Also, if you want to go deeper with more time-saving strategy ideas, then don't forget to grab my 39 time-saving strategies for Christian Mompreneurs, which covers things like meal prep, chores, kids' education, personal family time, self-care, spiritual, and of course business. So the link for that will be in the description below, and that's really helpful if you want ideas for saving time. So number one is to plan your week in advance. Every Saturday or Sunday, just take 15 minutes to plan your week ahead. Do something like outlining key tasks for your business, your family, and your personal goals. Because when you have a roadmap, you waste less time wondering what to do next. So I typically spend a few minutes on Saturday evening planning out my week ahead with what tasks I hope to accomplish each day, taking into account my bigger goals. This way, not only am I not having to wonder what to do when each day comes, I don't feel overwhelmed with everything that I need to do, and I can focus just on those things that I need to do next, knowing that I'm getting closer to my specific goals. Number two is to batch similar tasks. So for example, set specific days for content creation and admin and homeschooling prep and whatever else you got going, because this keeps your brain from constantly shifting gears. Another example is that I find it helpful to batch produce my content so that I'm not on the content treadmill. And I know that's a fear for some of you. So I actually prep 4 to 6 weeks of videos so that I can be a month ahead, which takes the pressure off of keeping up. And then I might add a couple more videos at certain times, which means I can take into account the time that I might want to take off for vacations without there being a gap in the content for my audience. Now, after I've done that, I then record all those videos in one go. And then I aim to do all the editing in one go while my head is in that space. And then I focus on preparing the social media for each of the videos and I get it all scheduled. Once that's done, I have the rest of the month to focus on other aspects of my business without worrying about getting content out all the time. Third is to use the power hour method. So if you only have an hour, you're going to want to make it count. So pick one high impact task and set a timer. It's amazing how much you can get done when you focus. Now, I used to think an hour wasn't enough time to make much progress, but it's amazing what can actually be accomplished in an hour of focused time. And each of those focused hours lead up to accumulation of productive time that results in content getting out, products being made, or whatever it is that you do. So don't underestimate the accumulative effect of 1 hour of productivity. Number 4 is to leverage nap time and bedtime. So your kids' downtime is your golden opportunity. Whether it's early morning, naps, or after bedtime, schedule focused work during these quiet moments. Now, I'm not a morning person, so that's just not going to happen for me. But when my son was young, I really took advantage of his nap times. Now, I often take advantage of the times when he's focused on something himself, like when he's coding on the computer or he's watching a TV show or playing with his toys, things like that. I'm thankful to have childcare for a couple of hours during the day now, but I didn't always have that. And since I'm more of a night owl, I would take advantage of the time after my son was asleep to work, which I still do when I need to. And I'd find that the quiet times would be when I would prioritize thinking work, such as writing copy, for example. And the time that I would sneak here and there during the day would be designing stuff and little things like determining my social media bios or responding to comments and things like that. Number 5 is to automate where possible. Seriously, stop doing repetitive tasks manually. You can use tools like social media schedulers, email automation, as well as things like grocery delivery services to free up time for what really matters. So I have set up automations and systems in my business so that I can free up as much time as possible to spend with my son, as well as do my own stuff I like to do, like art and music. It also means I can focus on serving my audience and members in more meaningful ways that I wouldn't be able to do if I didn't take advantage of the tools available these days. Number 6 is to delegate and outsource. God didn't design us to do everything alone. Whether it's getting childcare or hiring a VA, using a meal kit service, or getting the kids involved in chores, delegation is a game changer. So for a long time, I did everything on my own, partly because I had no choice. But as soon as I was able, I arranged to have 2 hours a day where my son would have childcare. And that meant I had dedicated time to work on my business, knowing that he was being well taken care of. And the rest of the time, I could be present with him. Number 7 is to set a time limit for social media. It's so easy to get lost in scrolling. So you might want to set app timers or use your phone's do not disturb mode during work hours to stay focused. It's crazy how quickly the time goes when you're on social media, and so much valuable time can be sucked up scrolling, just consuming and not creating. For me, I don't touch social media during my focus times, such as those 2 hours that I have childcare. This is another of those things I do when my son is focused on something himself and I can interact with comments or do research or just browse for a limited time. Number 8 is to create a simple meal rotation. So instead of constantly deciding what's for dinner tonight, create a 1 to 2 week meal plan with go-to recipes. As they say, less decision fatigue equals more energy for your business. Seriously, having a meal plan saves me so much time and money when it comes to preparing meals. Having done the mental work of figuring out what's going to work for each of the meals, all I need to do each week when it comes to grocery shopping is figure out what ingredients I'm short of, and I order those online to be delivered. And when it comes to each day, I just need to see what the planned meal is and prepare it. I don't have to be trying to figure out what's available and what can I do with it. Number 9 is to use audio learning. Now, I don't know about you, but I have very little time to just sit and read in this season of life. So if you're like me, then listen to podcasts, audiobooks, or business training while driving, cooking, or folding the laundry, or whatever it is you're doing, because learning on the go really helps to maximize your time. I have learned so many business strategies by listening to podcasts while cooking and doing the washing up over the years. And it's also a great way to fit in time to listen to the audio Bible if it's difficult to fit in a full quiet time in the morning. Speaking of which, number 10 is to start your day with God and not your phone. The best way to feel in control of your day is to start with prayer and scripture before diving into notifications. It centers your heart and sets the right tone for the day. Now personally, I use a prayer guide that I came up with and have on my phone so that I can stay focused with my prayers without my mind wandering off on all the stuff that needs to be done or whatever. And I use that first thing in the morning. I also listen to the audio Bible on the Dwell app during the day, which is easier for me during the current season of life than to sit down and have an actual Bible study most days. The key is to connect with God throughout the day so that you're in the right frame of mind, whatever that day holds. So those are the 10 hacks for this video. Which of these time-saving hacks are you going to try first? Go ahead and let me know in the comments. And don't forget, there are 29 more strategies in my free guide, which is the 39 time-saving strategies for Christian mompreneurs. You can grab it in the description below. There's a link for that. Plus, if you are serious about building a solid business foundation without sacrificing family time, my free Idea to Impact workshop will walk you through exactly how to do it. The link for that is also below. So let's go ahead and reclaim our time and build a business that blesses our families and honors God.